How's it going? It's June 2nd, 2025, and clearly you can see on the screen we have some severe weather to talk about. This is our categorical outlook. We've got a large marginal and slight risk through portions of the plains. We also have to talk about some possible tropical development out here in the Eastern Pacific. And I'll give you a little bit of a tropical update on what's going on in the Caribbean. I know all the models are still showing possible tropical development there as well. There's a lot of talk on social media about a potential landfalling hurricane in the States, which I will tell you right now, there's a very small probability of that within the next couple weeks, but we'll get into it. Taking a look at our satellite, you can see we do have some thunderstorms developing around central to southern Florida. They are expected to receive a decent amount of rainfall over the next 48 hours. You can also see this trough pulling in from the Pacific Northwest and this low pressure down here moving off into the north and east. Now, this is what's going to give us some issues over the plains today, and then potentially as we move through the week in the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and out east. You'll also notice this cluster of thunderstorms out here in the Eastern Pacific. This is also what the NHC, or National Hurricane Center, is watching for possible tropical development here within the next 5 to 7 days. The Caribbean is somewhat quiet right now, although that may change as we move through the next week or two. The SPC has expanded our 2% tour risk today. You can see stretching from northeastern Colorado all the way up into southwestern Minnesota. Sioux Falls, Sioux City, Lexington, Grand Isles, North Platte, you guys are in this 2%, so you definitely want to be weather alert today. This is our wind risk from the SPC today. You can see we have that 5 and 15% wind risk. Panhandle of Texas, Panhandle, Oklahoma, up through portions of Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota. There is the chance for some strong to severe thunderstorms, producing some damaging winds today. And our hail risk is very similar to that wind risk. I do want to note central to South Florida also does have a minor hail and wind risk today as well. This is our day one precipitation forecast, and I have circled right here through central Nebraska and southeastern South Dakota, including Sioux Falls, because clearly this is where we expect the highest amount of precipitation, and there may be some flash flooding issues in this area today. We will also be watching South Florida today as well. You can see the possibility for some pretty high rainfall totals down there, maybe even 3 to 4 inches locally in some areas. Getting into day 2 or Tuesday, we could actually see that flooding risk expand all the way down from central Texas up through portions of the Midwest. You can see up through Wisconsin. South Florida may be looking at a good amount of rainfall on Tuesday as well. As I stated earlier, as we move through the day, we'll see this upper level low moving up into the northeast, and we'll see this trough digging down into the southeast. This is what's going to promote that extra shear and instability throughout the region. Here's a look at the latest HRRR. You can see as we get into the late afternoon and early evening hours today, we may have some strong to severe thunderstorms firing off across southeastern Wyoming and western Nebraska. We do have a potential MCS forming later in the evening through portions of Nebraska and Kansas. Now this one up here is moving to the southeast, and this one is moving to the northeast. So if we are going to have any sort of upgraded risk today, I do think it may be an upgraded wind risk for this region. Again, we will have to also watch portions of southern Minnesota and northwestern Iowa, as well as western Oklahoma and the Texas Panhandle. All right, what's going on in the tropics? We'll take a look at our GFS first. It does have possible tropical cyclogenesis, as you can see out here, just above my head actually, in the Eastern Pacific. This isn't too big of a concern. Neither model sees this getting too intense right now, and it would likely move out to sea, but I'll keep my eye on it. Here's what the buzz is all around. Every single GFS model, we've seen some sort of tropical system forming in the Western Caribbean, moving up potentially over Cuba or the Yucatan Peninsula, and then making landfall somewhere in the States. Right now it has it in southeastern Texas, but a couple model runs ago, it had it in Florida, it had it in Louisiana. It's too far out to really understand what's going to happen with this potential tropical system. The Euro doesn't even see this thing forming. I will say the waters are warm enough for tropical development here. We do see a lot of convection rolling up into the Western Caribbean on the Euro and GFS over the next week or two. So there may be a window, but again, we need to wait to get more information on this. Here's what our European model sees. And do you see any tropical development in the Caribbean there? It just doesn't pick anything up. It does continue to throw a lot of moisture, as I said, though, into the Western Caribbean. I will say around the same time the GFS puts something in the Western Caribbean, the Euro tries to spin something up here in the Eastern Pacific. So maybe they're trying to see that development, but they just don't agree on where. Anyways, it's hurricane season. I will keep you updated every day. I apologize that this is behind my head here, but don't worry, there's not much happening. I appreciate you watching this video. If you like this type of content, feel free to throw me a follow or sub. I make posts like this every day, and I live stream every day as well. I'll see you in the next video.